Ladies and gentlemen, Alec Baldwin.
You know, when you think about it, it's kind of a miracle that Paul McCartney has made it this far. A big-time solo career wasn't just handed to him like some lucky America's Got Talent contestant. He had to earn it. All those early years slogging through groups like the Quarrymen, Johnny and the Moondogs, the Silver Beatles, and finally, the plain old Beatles. I can't begin to tell you how awful those early years were. With the Beatles, Paul was forced out of the friendly intimacy of clubs and made to perform in ever larger spaces. No, wait. You have to see this to believe it. Places normally reserved for baseball games, bullfights, papal masses. And then things turned really, really bad. The Beatles were assaulted by throngs of hostile young female gang members. The police had to be called in to protect them. The National Institutes of Health called the epidemic Beatlemania. There was no cure. Finally, the Beatles were reduced to performing on the Ed Sullivan Show, sharing the stage with a mouse named Topo Gigio. But let's move on. Paul McCartney is a genius. Yeah. Paul married rock and roll to beauty and forever raised the bar for composers, musicians, and fans. Paul, we honor you tonight for your career as a Beatle, the leader of Wings, an incredible solo performer, the creator of our favorite songs, and yes, as a moondog too.
My dad used to play piano, and he would play Paul Whiteman and Stairway to Paradise, Chicago and stuff. So through him, I've always loved that kind of music.
For my birthday, he once bought me a trumpet. I went back to the shop and traded it in for a guitar.
Rock and roll was on the radio, and Paul knew every song. A boy named Lennon was playing at a church fair. Paul sang his way right into his band.
All alone, said the baby you were mighty sweet, but I'm in bed with aching feet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
John and I used what was the dining room to rehearse and to write songs. We finished off She Loves You there and played it to my dad. When he heard She Loves You, yeah, 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 said to us, son, he said, there's enough of these Americanisms around. Couldn't you just say yes, yes, yes?
They wrote all day and played all night, working the sound, finding the look, becoming the Beatles.
You know I love you.
They rocked their way from underground clubs to Buckingham Palace.
Tell you something.
Then, America.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
Well, she was just 17. You know what I mean. And the way she looked was way beyond compare. How could I dance with another? Oh.
The magic was in the melodies. Musical alchemy. Songs the entire world was singing at the same time. Every album was richer than the one before. It was the great musical adventure of the 20th century.
Get back.
they were growing apart.
The long and winding road.
They had been his mates, his best friends. They had made history together. Who would he be without them?
Will never disappear. Baby, I'm amazed the way you love me all the time. And maybe I'm afraid of the way I love you.
The man who helped create a revolution had to reinvent himself.
Well, the rain exploded with a mighty crash as we fell into the sun.
Music was his connection to the world. He missed it, and so did we.
I hope you're having fun.
50 years on, and his concerts still send a current through the crowd.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start.
Paul was born with a gift of song. He gave the songs to us to keep forever.
Everybody all over now.
The Kennedy Center Honors will return with Steven Tyler, James Taylor, and Dave Grohl. The Kennedy Center Honors, sponsored by Pfizer.